Welcome back to the Tech Talks Daily Podcast, a place where we demystify complex technologies every day and provide real-world examples of how technology is transforming businesses and reshaping entire industries. But we do all this in a language that everyone can understand. And today, Harsh Rajat, CEO and co-founder of Push Protocol, is going to be joining me on the podcast. And people familiar with this space will know that Push rebranded from EPNS recently as it moved to offer Web3 notifications across networks and launched on Polygon. So I want to demystify the world of Web3 communication, understand what value it offers, why it matters to businesses, and how Push Protocol is aiming to bring simplicity and ease of use to Web3 communications, starting with notifications. So today we're going to be talking about things like Web3 communication, why it matters, what the Push Protocol is, the future of decentralized social media, and much more. But before we start today's interview, I just wanted to give a quick mention to our sponsors, because this month the podcast is brought to you by Flipper, which is the #1 marketplace to buy and sell online businesses and startups. So, do you run your own online business? And have you ever considered selling your website, your store, your tech, or your app? Because with world-class combined matching technology, dedicated brokers and end-to-end services, all at the most efficient price, Flipper is making it simple to sell your online business. So to get a free valuation, visit my friends at flipper.com/techtalks, where each month thousands of online business owners exit with Flipper. Again, visit flipper.com/techtalks. So wherever you're listening in the world, buckle up and hold on tight, because it's time for me to beam your ears all the way to Dubai, where today's guest is waiting to speak with us today. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Thanks so much, Neil, for inviting me in. I'm very excited about the show. I'm Harsh. I'm founder of Push Protocol, which is basically the Web3 communication protocol. About myself, so I've been into tech for the past 12 years or so. Started from mobile apps and games, then got bored doing just that. So then went on to do different things in my life, dabbled a bit into AI, also did design and marketing for a bit, just to see like what excited me. And that was a moment I found about crypto. I mean, that was around 2016 or so. I found about crypto, went into crypto with the classic buy high, sell low strategy. Didn't work out, but yeah, that got my interest going. And that led us to create Push Protocol back in 2020.
Awesome. That path, as you said, it led you to Push Protocol. But I'm curious, what's the story behind the company and the problems that it set out to solve with technology? Because I've got a feeling there's got to be a story there too, right?
The stories began in 2010, which is very weird because, as I said, I was a mobile app and games developer or an entrepreneur, even at that point of time. We created a browser called 360 web browser. I mean, at that point of time, there was no Chrome. Safari had a single tab. So we kind of realized that we need a better browser, right? So we created all of those things and had all those fancy bells and whistles. And around that point of time, Apple basically came out with notifications. So because our browser was in top 10 in the US App Store, so we, of course, wanted to get all the technologies that's coming out to be in that browser. And that was my first interaction with notifications. And because there was no abstraction at that point of time, it was very recently created by Apple. So that was the time I studied about notifications and how they help us. So right now, basically, we take it for granted that everything would be a notification, but before 2010, it was not the case. And just think about it. Like, even this meeting was driven by Google Calendar sending me a notification, or whenever we were talking on email back and forth, I was not there in my inbox. My mobile phone just showed me the notification and I came over there. And that's exactly all the things that we do. Like, whenever we are on social, whenever we are doing banking, whenever even if we are chatting with someone, we do it via notifications. So that was 2010, and that is when I understood the impact of notifications. But yeah, that was Web 2. Fast forward to 2019, I'm trying to get like, I've been in Web3 space for at least 1.5 years
Yeah.
at that point of time. And I wanted to see like what are the problems that I can solve. And I was into DeFi as well. So very quickly I realized that as soon as I started using two DeFi products or two or three dApps, it became a nightmare, right? And then I was trying to find out like why it's becoming a nightmare. And soon after I realized it was because I had to go back to the dapp or to the smart contract to do anything. If I have to find out if my ENS domain is expiring, I had to go back to their app. If I have taken a loan on any DeFi app or Aave or whatever, I have to go back and see my loan hasn't been liquidated. Any governance which I was a part of, again, same problems. So that kind of led me to understand that the UX of Web3 is broken because while Web 2 operates solely on notifications, even when you're doing real time communications like video and audio, you first do a notification, which is services sending important things to the user and saying, hey, something of importance might have occurred to you. But in Web3, that was not done yet. And there were a couple of reasons why that was not done. One of the reason was that Web 2 architecture and Web 3 architecture, they're completely different, especially in communication. Communication is trusted in Web 2. It comes from server to a client. In Web 3, there's no server. It's P2P, and there's no username per se. It's a shared username, which is your wallet address. So no one built notifications for wallet address. And that is when I realized that maybe this is something that we'll be able to crack. And that essentially led us to create push notifications for Web3, which essentially means notifications from dapp or smart contract or protocol or even backend directly to a user wallet address. And yeah, that basically evolved into push chat and push video and any form of communication. So that's how push notification or push protocol, previously known as EPNS, was invented.
And one of the things I always try and do on this Daily Tech podcast is simplify latest technologies and help them understand how it will provide business value. And I think for the most part, there'll be many business leaders listening around the world. They can resonate with those notifications that now dominate their life in the Web 2 world, and maybe feel a little bit unsure about Web 3. They've seen about it as they're scrolling down their phone, and every news story tells them that Web 3 is the future. But just to set the scene for today's conversation, for people hearing about it for the first time, how would you describe Web3 communication? What is it, and how does it differ from Web 2?
So Web3 communication is basically communication to communicating to wallet addresses. If you're a protocol, if you're a dapp, even if you're a Web 2.5 service, you have to think about communication as a major hamper point in the UX of Web3. So for example, in Web 2, whatever I'm doing, the services or the apps, they make sure that they're telling me whatever is important for me. For instance, if my calendar meet is coming up, I get a notification for that. If I'm posting something on social media, I get a notification. More than that, if someone is commenting on my social media profile, I get a notification. If I'm doing banking, I get a notification about all the transactions, any loans I've taken, whatever things I'm doing. And this experience is something that we all love, and now we take it for granted. But when you came to Web3, this Web3 username That's basically your wallet address, and it's a shared username. So you use the same Web3 wallet address, which is, let's say, Web3 username, for any governance that you are doing, for any DeFi applications that you're using, for any social media that you're using, or for any metaverse thing that you're doing. All of this is tied to your Web3 username, which is your wallet address. And this wallet address didn't had a way by which you can receive, let's say, notifications from these protocols or chats from these protocols or any other communication from these protocols, because no one went for that. And that is the essence of, or the importance of, Web3 communication. Because once you are able to get the users, then it's actually in the best interest of the protocol, as well as in the best interest of Web3 UX, that you tell your users what is happening and what they can do. Another way to look at it is, when we are on Twitter, we use Twitter DMs or Twitter usernames to talk to each other. When we are on Telegram, we use Telegram usernames, or WhatsApp, we use WhatsApp usernames, which are mobile phone numbers. But when we are on Web3, because this communication was not there, we went the other way around, wherein we went to Discord to communicate, and we assumed that someone Discord username would be connected to a wallet. Or in some of the cases, we just started tweeting things out that your ENS domain is expiring, or your loan liquidation is about to go live, or Uniswap governance is about to go down. So all of these things was indirect communication, which led to a lot of misunderstanding among users of Web3, even some scams. And it also led to doxing of user personal info, wherein the dapp said that we'll connect your wallet to your email and we'll email you. So that was the issue with Web3 communication, wherein because we were not doing things directly, uh, one thing that was happening was that users were not getting informed about the important things that they are doing on a particular protocol. Another thing that was happening was that users were getting scammed, because, of course, when you're doing indirect communication, there are ways by which scams can occur. For example, Bored Ape Discord got hacked, and it led to so many people just getting scammed because they kind of assumed that the conversation is happening from Bored Ape, but that wouldn't have been the case if Bored Ape would have been using push notifications or push protocol, because it would have been wallet to wallet. So there's no way to spoof. And the third thing that happened was that in general, the UX of the entire Web3, it kind of went down. People got afraid. So to circumvent these three things is what, to circumvent these three things, we realized that direct wallet to wallet communication is needed. And more than that, we need first a wallet to wallet notification service, so that all of these communication uh, things like chat or video can be built, which led us to create this decentralized communication protocol, which I have already explained. Using this, any dapp, any smart contract, any protocol, any backend is able to now send communication, including notifications and chat, that are now tied directly to the wallet address. This is done in an open, multi-chain and platform agnostic way, with the idea being that this is your communication tied to your wallet address, and any crypto wallet or any crypto front end can now tap into this open network, get your communication, which is encrypted, to you, using any of the means, using any of the crypto wallets, just like how we get account data of Ethereum out via crypto wallets. Open communication basically enables that, but for important alerts or important things a protocol wants to tell to their users.
And for business leaders that are listening that might be hearing about this for the first time, Why does it matter to them, do you think? And why should they be taking this seriously? Because again, it's very exciting, and that's where we're heading. But I think business leaders need to be adopting and embracing this technology sooner. But to get to that point, I suppose they need to find out a bit more about, hey, what's in it for me, and what value does it bring to my business?
Sure. I mean, the very first value it brings to the business leader is direct communication. Like every business, they just want to communicate with their users, right? Even Zoom wants to communicate. So Zoom would choose the route of sending an email out whenever they want to tell their customers about new features, or whenever they want to tell their customers that a new subscription is ongoing. But that is the Web2 way, right?
Yeah.
As I said, in Web3, wallet addresses are your usernames. So protocol, when we are interacting with a protocol, we are not interacting. Our wallet addresses are interacting. And therefore, a communication directly aimed at the wallet address changes a lot of things. Like, for example, if you are into metaverse, how will you how will a wallet talk to each other unless there's a communication protocol that is built around it? If you are into governance, like governance proposals that are coming, again, they are coming to the governance token holders that are wallet address users. How will you make sure that you are engaging them and you're bringing them back? And when you go into dapps and services as a protocol, then this need becomes even more urgent, because if your domain name expires, again, how do you tell the user that, hey, your ENS domain is going to expire in 7 days? You have to tell it directly by communicating to that wallet address. And that is what push protocol essentially solves. So in essence, if you're a Web3 protocol, you do need tools and services by which you can reach out to the users or to your users, and you need to inform them that something of importance might be occurring for them. It can be loan liquidations, it can be domain expiry, it can be NFT rebates, it can be metaverse conversation, or whatever. You do need, whatever you are doing, you do need a way to go into or yeah, you do need a way to get into these wallet addresses and tell them what is happening. And that is what push protocol is doing. In fact, just to outline the importance of what we are doing, like, because we launched in, we launched in 2021. We did our mainnet in 2021. And from then to now, the notification stats that we have, it's only for Ethereum and Polygon right now, but the vision is to launch on the entire Web3. But in only Ethereum and Polygon, I think Push is now powering notifications for Uniswap, for DYDX, for Decentraland, for Gitcoin, for Polygon, for ENS, for Aave, for Lens, and I mean all the top protocols. So this is basically this, for the business leaders. I think the best way to prove its importance is by showing that all these top protocols, they kind of realize that they need to talk to their wallet addresses or their users about different things. For Lens, it's like whenever a comment is posted. For Uniswap, it's like whenever you are not earning fees in the LP pool. For Aave, it's like whenever your loan is about to get expired. For Decentraland, it's like whenever your land is getting sold or bought. So all of these things, now they are able to send notifications to the wallet addresses. And through that, they are able to increase the user experience of their protocol, as well as increase the user retention. Because no matter how big Web3 becomes, the only way for apps to retarget their users or to bring their users back is when they start communicating directly to users. And that's what push notifications basically solves. Stat-wise, I think we have integrated more than I mean, around 400 plus projects have integrated us. We have sent around 18 million notifications. And we also recently launched Push Chat Now, which basically enables wallet to wallet chat, but in the Web2 way, because notifications are all already there. So just like how you talk on WhatsApp, now you're able to talk to wallet using native wallet to wallet chat.
And I love what you're doing here. And it almost feels like a perfect moment to introduce the listeners to learn more about Push Protocol and maybe bring it to life with a use case that will just help anyone listening understand the difference between where we are now, what technologies they might be using in their business now, and where we're heading. Are there any use cases you can share?
There's millions of use cases for communication. Yeah. So let me turn this question around, Neil. I'll ask, what's your favorite Web3 protocol?
Ooh, that's a big question. My favorite Web3. Wow. Oh, man, where do we go with that? There's so many, and there's such a big battle for all of them now. Would it be Polkadot, Solana, and Ethereum, etc.? I don't know. I'll let you go with one.
Okay, so a very simple example of a use case is, let's say, when someone sends you Ethereum or Solana or whatever into your wallet. Your wallet, especially if it's a EOA wallet, your wallet is not able to tell you that this cryptocurrency made it into your wallet or made out of your wallet. That's because, communication to wallet addresses weren't done or weren't invented. But now when someone will send you Ethereum or any other tokens to your wallet, a notification can be sent to you as a user or the wallet address that, hey, you got 1 ETH cent or 0.5 ETH cent or 20 Solana cent. So that's one of the simplest use cases. Taking it a bit further, so I can probably give you use cases for DeFi and FT for everything, but taking it a bit further, like we use Uniswap. Uniswap essentially is a way by which you can do a decentralized exchange or automated market making. The way it works is that if you, as a user, wants to provide liquidity, you can basically say that I would provide liquidity from, let's say, this price of the token to this price of the token. And Uniswap basically buys, whoever comes to Uniswap and buys and sells within this range, you are able to get the fee. But once this range is out, or once your LP pool is out of this range, you will not earn the fee out. And because this is such a time-taking thing, people or users, they usually forget that they are not earning fees. But now Uniswap can trigger the notification to these users saying that, hey, you're not earning any fees now because this range is invalid or the token price has moved out of this range. So people can come and now they can adjust their range at will. Let's talk about layer 1 to layer 2s, because that's a very cool Ethereum issue. So whenever you're transferring your friend funds from layer 1 to layer 2 or from layer 2 to layer 1, usually there's a challenge period which can happen, which can be around 3 hours to 7 days or whatever. Now, a user will not be expected to wait 3 hours or 7 days for that instance. And this is where notifications again play an important role, because whenever your challenge period is over, now you get a notification that your funds are available for withdrawal and you can go back and do whatever you want to do. Another example is, let's say, DeFi. I've taken a loan. So now my loan is about to be liquidated. So the only way for you to find out if the loan is near liquidation is if you have notifications which can send or which can tell you that, hey, Harsh.eth, your loan is about to be liquidated. If you want, provide more collateral. So that also improves lives of the user and it increases the UX of the protocol. Going to governance side, a lot of us are into DAOs. And there's so many proposals that come. But now with notifications and with chat or wallet-to-wallet chat, these DAOs will be able to talk over a proposal, and they won't need to go to Discord or discourse and basically have an indirect conversation. They can just talk among themselves or among the wallet address, and a notification can be sent whenever a governance proposal is put on live, so that people are able to make better decisions, which is something which Gitcoin and Kevin also recently spoke about, that governance apathy is something that can be eliminated, or that should be eliminated in the next cycle. So that is again something that communication solves. You go to NFTs, so whenever bidding happens on NFT, there's no way for you to see someone has outbid you, because again there was no communication. But with push protocol, now you can get a notification that your NFT got outbidded, or using chat, you can negotiate with the NFT owner that you like this NFT, but you will only be able to pay this much, and that can happen. Go into metaverse, like one of the very cool example is Decentraland through a metaverse party that was back in 2021, New Year, and they basically invited everyone on Zoom call and on Decentraland, because there was no way for Decentraland people to talk or communicate. But push chat and push video essentially eliminates that. So no matter what protocol you take or what use case you take, communication becomes a way by which you can tell the users that you might need to do something, or ask the users to do some action in case they want to do anything in Web3, or even tell the users that your version or your protocol version is getting upgraded and they need to migrate. All of these things are essentially done by communication, and that is the use case or use cases of all the things, uh, or at least some of the use cases in which communication, chat, and notification fits very, very well.
Yeah, so many great examples there. And I think the way forward is almost limitless with the number of opportunities and areas that it can expand into. But I'm curious, what are your biggest challenges right now? Is it increasing adoption, or is it something completely different, like user experience, for example?
Got it. So, I mean, biggest challenge, I don't think it's adoption, because
Yeah.
when we started, I mean, we kind of were lucky because we did it first. So everyone wanted to work with us, make sure that this thing turns out very well. And to that extent, I mean, I say that again and again, that Ethereum community and with Polygon community, they're really, really awesome in that way, wherein if you have a good idea, protocols, they reach out to you and they start and they try to work together. So one of our first partners were Uniswap, wherein we went to Uniswap saying that this is what we want to create, and Uniswap said that we would love to help. And then they also integrated Push Protocol after that. So adoption wise, because this is needed, we don't have any challenges. Challenges basically come when you are trying to decentralize this tech out. So we do have the plan to decentralize it out, and we essentially did that like in parts. We basically segregated decentralization into part one, which was making sure that the content cannot be changed by anyone, and part two, which is basically ensuring that the content cannot be censored. But yeah, that's probably one of the biggest challenge, to make sure that it's decentralized. Yet it's a scalable, because when we are talking communication and when we are talking Web2 communication, we know that we need to make sure that this entire network should be able to handle millions, if not billions, of messages. So that is probably one of the challenge that we faced, especially in 2021 when we were creating the decentralization architecture. But yeah, other than that, the challenge in terms of adoption is not there. maybe in terms of hiring, because we hire from all around the globe, and at times few team members, they basically have to give up their mornings or give up their afternoons because there's a huddle that happens for the team. So yeah, those are probably a couple of challenges that we have.
Love that. And of course, there's also seemed to be a growing appetite for decentralized social media at the moment. Is that something that you're seeing too? And can you talk a little about how you see that evolving in the future?
So here's what I think, like whatever Web2 has done, or most of the things that Web2 has done, Web3 has a way of doing that better just because it's more transparent and it's more democratized, which essentially means that anything that can be termed as a middleware ploy can be and will be done on Web3, and it will be done better on Web3, which essentially means that social media will eventually come to Web3 because you do want to ensure that you're holding your identity and you're holding your social value and not a company.
Yeah.
In that aspect, like social media on Web3 is mind blowing because think about it. Now, whenever you have, like, just think about Twitter, like, you might have 1 million followers on Twitter, but a new social media comes, and now you're starting all over again.
Yeah.
The reason is because Twitter controls your data, not you. But in all honesty, all the social rev that you have earned should be with you and should be ported over wherever you go. And social media like Lens or social media graphs like the Lens solves that. So we are very bullish on all the decentralized social media. In fact, we are integrated with Lens Protocol as well. As I said, like whenever you're commenting now, Lens will send you a notification using push protocol. And yeah, that's my viewpoint on social media. I think it's going to be very, very big. And I think push plays a major role in making sure that the UX and the experience that Web2 social media has, Web3 social media can also provide.
And you've made a fantastic overview today, an introduction for all things push protocol and the future of Web3 and communications there. But we will have a few members of your community or loyal members of your community that are listening and hoping to find out a few teasers. So for those people that are listening, are there any teasers that you can share about what we can expect in 2023 from Push Protocol and what the future holds for you guys?
I love giving alpha drops, Neil. Most of the time, just in a conversation, and then the marketing team gets pretty mad at me. But yeah, because of that, the marketing team has put in like these are the bullet points that you can usually talk about. So I'm happy to share that we, I mean, we recently launched Push Chat, which is basically wallet to wallet chat apart from notifications now. And chat has native notifications integrated, so you have the same experience. But now is the time to expand the chat out into various features, which is what we are doing. So in 2023, expect group chat to be a reality, expect privacy chat to also be there, except expect mobile SDK so that your mobile app can also include all the chat features and all the notification features. I mean, there's a mobile SDK for notification, but chat is coming out. Other than that, expect push video or wallet to wallet video to also be a reality. We did a POC of that at DevCon. Other than that, there are 3 products that we are working on in secret. I cannot unveil them just yet. But yeah, they are all about communication and they are all about ensuring that the Web3 experience becomes really, really good in terms of when you compare it to Web2. So I don't think we'll be launching 3 more products in 2023, but I do know that we'll probably be launching 1 or maybe 2. So expect those announcements to probably come in Q2 and or Q3. So yeah.
Fantastic. And we started the podcast today talking about your story, your origin story, what put you on this path. And this has become full circle now. I think none of us are able to achieve any amount of success without a little help along the way. Is there a particular person that you're grateful towards, or people that have inspired you, that helped you get where you are, that we can give a little thank you to today?
Oh, yes. They're actually not one, they are several. Yeah. I'll try to remember all of them. All of them, they have helped us in various aspects when we started and even now. I think Balaji Srinivasan is one. He's also an investor, but he basically helped us out very early on, realizing like what to do and how to do it. Sandeep from Polygon, who's again an investor, he essentially helped us see how to get a global audience and how to do this right. DeFi Dad is also one who helped us out when it came to ensuring how to get all the aspects of Web3 right in the protocol. More than all, and I mean, I think out of 60 or 70 investors that we have, including A Capital, Parafy, Tiger Global, and so many others, I think most of them, they have helped us out in one way or the other, and they continue to help us out. So a big shout out to them. But more than that, I will probably give a really big shout out to the Ethereum community, because when we started with, we were very scared and we were very nervous when we started. Yeah. And we essentially tweeted this idea out. And the outpouring of love that we got from Ethereum community as a whole, that was mind-boggling. I remember validator .eth or ENS Fairy, they gave us our first ENS name. I remember Kevin Owaki of Gitcoin. He basically shouting or tweeting about us that if this becomes big, it will change Web3 forever. I remember Yanef from the Graph coming and helping us out, giving us tips on how to raise funds and what to tell the investors and even the connects. Even Dan Finley of MetaMask, I remember his tweets about things that can work and things that cannot work, which led us to create a better thing or a better structure overall. Apart from that, I remember so many people who basically helped us by writing about us or by tweeting about us or by just saying that we are here to help. Let us know in case you want any intro. Let us know what you want to do. Huge shout out to ETH Global, because we started from a hackathon, and ETH Global 2020 was a hackathon from where we started. And to Ethereum Foundation, because the entire thing started by just writing an email to them that this is what we think. And they just wrote back in a very personalized way. And to this day, they basically help mentor us out, which I know that they do for every project that reach out to them. So there's so many awesome people in Ethereum, and I think that's why innovation basically starts from Ethereum and now even Polygon. So yeah, a big shout out to all of them. I don't think we would have been here unless all of these people would have chosen to help us, and I'm so glad that they did.
Love that. I think it's so important to share that. I don't think anybody realizes the impact that we have on each other by just spending a little time and share our insights with people. And for anyone listening that just wants to find out more information about Push Protocol, maybe they want to join your community, find out more information about how it might work in their world, or just ask a question, what's the best starting point for all things Push Protocol?
Sure. So just go to push.org and you will see all the information. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's Push Protocol. And yeah, If you want to be chatty, come join our Discord. These three things would basically cover everything that's happening around Push and what you can do to become a part of the Push crew and the Push team.
Fantastic. Well, I'll add those links to the show notes so people can find out more information. Just a huge thank you today for breaking down and giving an overview of Web3 communication, why it matters, the business value it can bring to business leaders, and also what Push Protocol is and the future of decentralized social media. We covered so much there, but just a big thank you for taking the time to sit down and share your insights today.
Thanks so much, Neil. It was one of the fun interviews that I had.
I just love conversations like this where we can bust through all the confusion and just learn together what Web3 communication is and why it matters. And for me, the more people that understand why there is so much to be excited about and less to be afraid of, the more we can increase adoption. But hey, that's just what I think. And I'd love to hear from you and your insights around anything that we discussed today, from Web3 communication, future of decentralized social media, or anything at all. And if you'd like to come on the podcast, we can do that too. So I want to hear from you. And there are many ways that you can contact me. Simply email me at techblogwriter@outlook.com. If you would like to slide into my DMs and send me an audio message on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, you can find me at Neil C. Hughes. I always like to finish every episode by saying technology works best when it brings people together. And the fact that you tune in every single day further proves that point. So I hope you'll join me again tomorrow. But a big thank you for listening as always. And until next time, don't be a stranger.